को next.
A routine security check at Varanasi airport turns into chaos this morning. A licensed pistol goes off during a weapons check, injuring 2 screeners. What went wrong? What happens to the passenger now? And what does the law actually say about carrying guns on flights in India? Good evening, I'm Shivani Singh, and in today's Deep Dive segment, let's break down the Varanasi airport firing incident. Around 9:30 this morning, Kamlesh Rai, a 55-year-old resident of Azamgarh, arrived at Varanasi's Lal Bahadur Shastri International Airport with his wife, booked on Air India Express flight IX-1810 to Mumbai. Kamlesh had declared his licensed pistol as required, and I-class security staff began the mandatory inspection of the weapon, which was being processed for sealing to be stored in the cockpit for the flight. As Rai was removing the magazine, the trigger was pressed and a round was fired. The bullet reportedly hit the ground first, then ricocheted into 2 I-class screeners standing nearby. One of the injured, identified as Rohit Raj from Bihar, was hit on the thumb. The other injured screener, identified as Suman Kumari, was hit on the leg. Both were rushed to New Lakshmi Trauma Center for treatment and are said to be stable. The airport director confirmed the sequence in an official statement, saying that local police have been informed and an investigation is now underway. Rai was detained on the spot for questioning by airport security and local police. Even though his firearm was licensed, an accidental discharge causing injury typically leads to an FIR under the Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita or the BNS for causing hurt by a negligent or rash act, alongside possible action under the Arms Act 1959 for negligent handling of a firearm at a public facility. His arms license is expected to come under review as well as part of the probe. As of now, police have only confirmed an investigation is underway. No formal arrest or charges have been publicly confirmed yet. So how are ordinary citizens even allowed to fly with firearms in India in the first place? Well, here's the rule book. Firearms can never travel in cabin luggage, not even toy or replica guns. Under aviation security rules, a bona fide passenger may carry 1 licensed revolver, pistol or shotgun plus up to 50 cartridges only in checked-in baggage. The weapon must be declared orally or in writing, either at check-in or before the whole package is screened. Passengers must also carry a valid arms license and fill out a declaration form verified by the airport manager. Airlines charge a handling fee of Rs 5,000 plus GST per firearm and up to 50 cartridges on domestic flights, waived only for defence and paramilitary personnel travelling on duty. Well, if a passenger fails to declare a firearm and it's found in checked baggage or on their person, they can be criminally prosecuted. Typically booked under the Arms Act 1959, most commonly under Section 25 for unlawful possession or improper carriage of arms and ammunition, with Section 30 applying in cases where the passenger holds a valid license but violates the conditions of carriage. Carrying undeclared arms into an airport terminal or aircraft is also a violation of India's aviation security rules under BCAS regulations. The weapon or ammunition is seized as evidence and cases are routinely registered at the airport police stations once such items turn up on screening. Well, today's incident has happened during the very process meant to keep flying safe, the mandatory weapons check. The question now isn't whether Rai followed the rules on paper, but whether protocol was followed during the physical handling of the weapon. And that's what investigators are now trying to establish. With that, let's take this across with Mr. N.K. Sood, who is a former RAW officer who is joining us on this broadcast. Mr. Sood, thank you so much for your time. A very good evening to you.
Good evening. Good evening.
Mr. Sood, firstly, I want to understand from you, this is a very peculiar incident that has come to light. Obviously, we are looking at a licensed pistol. It has been declared, and then right where protocol was supposed to be followed regarding the handling of this entire arm, it goes off and goes on to injure two security personnel. There is also, sir, the question of the security persons who were injured, them giving out a statement that they had asked the passenger if it was unloaded, and he had in fact mentioned that yes, it was unloaded. However, then that shot was accidentally fired. How are you looking at this case, Mr. Sood?
This is a very strange case, normally it doesn't happen, A person is carrying firearm, he is going to the airport and he is declaring that he has a gun which is has a valid license, and he says it is not filled, it doesn't have cartridges, and then he handles it and misfires it. There could be a lot of things, Police are verifying how the credential of Kamlesh Rai, his past records, his possible links with the political party, and what kind of threat perception he had for obtaining pistol license, and during which he obtained the pistol license. Because he belongs to Rampur, coming from UP, and a sensitive area from UP. You see, this is a very critical time. Today, our security concerns are very great. A lot of things are happening in the country, and government is very sensitive. And this kind of thing, accidental or otherwise, could have serious implications for the government also and our agencies also. This kind of misfire at the airport, it could have caused a lot of problems. If there was something else, it could have been a hijacking case. Of course, what Kamlesh said, the Kamlesh actually handling of his weapon was a very challenging thing, and I think his government is taking this issue very seriously. And this is happening next day to our Independence Day. Otherwise, 16th of August. So it is, I think, a very concern for the government. And if he had a gun, the gun was to be checked. He should have told that this gun is loaded, but he said the gun is not loaded, and then he possibly pressed the trigger. It is not the security person who pressed the trigger; he pressed the trigger. Means he didn't know this his gun is not loaded, or his gun is loaded. So I think our agencies are going to take it very serious matter, and even when the gun is found, it is sealed and kept in the cabin with the pilot. But this incident is causing a lot of concern, because I have been speaking to certain people belonging to our different security agencies. They say serious action should be taken against this person. It is not the accidental thing. It looks that there was a special deliberate attempt to cause panic, and because he was going with his wife, so there could have been planned that he triggered this, but this could have been very serious thing. Deliberately he did it, but initially we can't see anything. Police is trying to find anything, and now even IB is involved with it. IB is verifying all his contacts, all his details, etc. Because the situation in the country is already challenging here. And Indian Aircraft Rule 1937 prohibit that anybody cannot take the gun. And he was taking the gun, he informed, but then he should have ensured the gun is not loaded. A lot of things have happened in the past. Planes have been hijacked. IC-814 was hijacked from Nepal. Then on January 30, 1971, a Fokker Friendship plane Ganga was hijacked from Srinagar to Lahore. So the government is looking at the thing. Was there any effort by him to conceal certain things? And especially because Varanasi airport is an international airport. So this is more disturbing. If this thing had happened in Delhi, it could have been more serious for the government. But let us see what the investigators find, what our agencies do, how they deal with this person, whether his license is cancelled or what they do with it. Only time will tell. Initially, it is very difficult to say anything. What the government is going to do, what our agencies find out, or what police find out about this person. Let us see.
Absolutely. And Mr. Sood, before I let you go, I also want to understand from you what are the rules for people carrying such firearms, because we listed out certain rules that you have to declare it. You also stated that it has to be kept safely in the check-in bag. It then goes on to the cockpit. It stays with the pilot over there. It's safe and secure. But the carrying of the magazine, and should it be loaded, unloaded? What is the procedure for that, Mr. Sood?
Cannot take it loaded, Loaded guns should not have been kept in his bag, It should have been separated, you know. Cartridge should have been kept separate. But he told the security person that his gun is not loaded. And after that misfired it. He did it deliberately or intentional. It is only the time will tell.
Absolutely. A controversial angle also comes to the fore, especially that he was flying so close to the Independence Day and also flying to Mumbai, like you said, from Varanasi. Mr. Sood, thank you so much for your valuable perspective on this issue.